Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, or probably good afternoon. Um, I'm sure from yesterday, all of us have heard so much about AI and how can AI help us in our products, technology. So I'm going to give you a break. I'm going to tell you, I'm going to bring you to the offline reality and share a bit from RedDoorz about how to make your product really work in offline constraints. So just now when I was coming here to this conference, so I booked a cab online. And the driver, he had some internet issues. So the app went offline, I took a wrong turn, and I reached here 15 minutes late. So this happens because we are living in a world which is still operated by humans and not the technology, right? So I'm going to share how RedDoorz deals with these constraints while it operates the biggest fleet of hotels in Indonesia and Philippines. A bit about me. So my name is Nitin. I'm the SVP of Product, Technology, and Data at RedDoorz. I've been in Indonesia for about 7 years now. And before that, I was back in India building products across e-commerce industries. Just to share a bit about what RedDoorz is. So we are a group of 1-star to 3-star hotel brands. Most of you will be familiar with RedDoorz, but we actually have many brands. Sands, Urban View, Villas, Lavana. So we started 10 years ago with one hotel here in Jakarta, in Thamrin, just in front of Grand Indonesia. And now we have about 5,000 hotels. We basically see about 12 million guests staying in our RedDoorz group properties every year. So, and in lifetime, we have served about 35 million guests. So you can say 10% of Indonesia population has, at some point of time, has stayed in RedDoorz. All right, so there's a lot of talk about omnichannel, and just to make sure that we understand what it really means, I'm going to share with you 2 examples. So one of the example is a physical product like Nike, and then another is a digital product like ChatGPT, right? So you see Nike, which is a physical product, and you can buy Nike anywhere. So they have their own stores, and then they have multi-brand outlets. Then they have distributors, then they have e-commerce. It doesn't matter where you buy it from, the actual product that you receive is the same, and you get the same experience. Second is, let's say ChatGPT, OpenAI. You use their LLM through chatgpt.com, or you can use their developer APIs to access the same LLM models, but in a different way. Or you can use different AI tools which are using ChatGPT in their backend, so that it doesn't matter whether you are using that AI tool, but you are actually accessing the same LLM capabilities. Or if you are a Fortune 500 companies, you will have enterprise solutions from ChatGPT. So it doesn't matter how you are using ChatGPT, from where you are using it from, the core foundational capabilities will always stay the same. So omnichannel is basically just that, right? Omnichannel is about easy access and consistent experience across all touch points. And Nike does it really well in physical world. ChatGPT does it really well in online world. But unfortunately, like companies like RedDoorz do not deal with physical products or online products. We deal with humans who are managing the properties, humans who are staying in those properties. So when we deal with humans, it brings a lot more challenge in ensuring that you are still easily accessible and you are delivering that consistent experience. So I think this is relevant to all the industries and everyone who has huge operations or very heavy operations in their business, or whoever deals with humans on their day-to-day life, right? So since we operate 5,000 hotels, we do not own the hotels, we operate with independent hotel providers, which makes it all the more challenging for us to ensure the consistent experience which RedDoorz is known for. Right, so omnichannel is not an option anymore. You cannot rely on one channel. Let's say it doesn't matter if you just run Google paid marketing and just ensure and hope that your business will thrive. It doesn't happen anymore. The cost of acquiring customers from Google, let's say, has increased 4x in the last 10 years, whereas the inflation and the GDP of the countries has more or less remained flat. So which basically says that acquiring customers has become much more expensive than it was 10 years ago. So the strategies that used to work 10 years ago to acquire customers and to make business grow do not work anymore. The second thing is that a lot of us, especially the marketing folks, have been brought into the marketing theories from Philip Kotler, which is like a very well-known person in the marketing world, who basically publicized that in order to make your brands grow, you need to be very specific and appeal to a very specific audience, be a very niche, right? So he focused a lot on segmentation, targeting, and he also focused a lot on brand loyalty. But then came Byron Sharp, which is also a professor in Harvard, and then he said that this is not the way brands grow anymore, right? He did a very extensive study, and he gave two theories that, in order for you to grow the business, you have to be everywhere where customers look. And you have to focus on light buyers and not on loyal users, right? Because that will force you to be out in the world, reach out to as many people as you can, instead of just focusing on a very small set of loyal users and hoping that the brands will grow, right? So this is pretty popular theory right now, which is given by Byron Sharp, which basically also emphasizes that omnichannel is not an option anymore, right? So I'm going to give you two things which can make you omnichannel. One is effortless availability, which is making sure that you are easily accessible. And then second is operational consistency. And I'm going to tell you how RedDoorz does it. So to have effortless availability, the first thing is, where are you selling? So we started with selling on OTAs, which is, let's say, Traveloka, Agoda, 10 years ago, right? And then over the past 10 years, we have expanded ourselves into building our own apps, expanding our B2B partners, channels, corporate, government, integrating with different distributors all across Indonesia and Southeast Asia. We created our own network of resellers, and we have 100,000 active resellers who are promoting RedDoorz as we speak. Then we have wholesalers, travel agent, and then a lot of social and online discovery. So we expanded ourselves on Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, of course, WhatsApp, Google, and then finally offline. So when we started with OTA, 100% of our business came from OTAs. And right now, 80% of RedDoorz business comes from these different channels that I'm talking about. So basically, which goes to say that if you just rely on one channel, it's not gonna scale your business anymore. If we would have just focusing on one channel, we would be very small. But now, like 80% of our business is coming from these detailed integrations and the network penetration that we have done all across Southeast Asia, that we are able to thrive. And then you can use AI for sure. So today, AI agents have automated 40% of all the online and social interactions that happen. So how do you use AI in offline world? You use AI to make sure that you are making yourself available in the market, wherever your customers are. And today, customers are everywhere, not just on Google. The second thing that we worked upon was we are very clear that our customers do not follow a single path. Our customers saw a video on TikTok, and they happen to go on Google, check us out. They happen to chat with us on Google. They happen to visit the property, look at how the room is, and they book at the reception, but they pay online. So any journey is possible. So we realize that if you enforce one single journey for your customer, which is, okay, you will check our website, you will book, and then you will receive your product or service, and then you will give us rating, it doesn't work anymore. So we basically decoupled our journey into 5 different steps. So we make our journey in 5 steps. One is discovery. Customers can find us anywhere, doesn't matter. Then the second is booking. Where do they book? So for example, customers can just walk to a property that they saw. So the discovery is offline. They saw a RedDoorz board somewhere. So they went there, they checked the room, but then they booked online. So they opened RedDoorz app because they wanted to get the best price with the best promos out there. So they opened the app, and then they made the booking online, right? But they wanted to pay with cash. So sure, doesn't matter. So they booked on using our app, but then they paid at the reception, right? Which is fine. And then they checked into the room, and they wanted some service, room service, but they did not want it to be offline. So they used a QR code, and they scanned it, and they request for the service online. And then they got the service. It was not up to their standards, but they wanted to give the feedback offline. So they went at the reception and gave the feedback. Now, in this whole journey, like, customer is everywhere. So what we do is we ensure that we recognize customer throughout these different touch points very seamlessly, so that we are aware of how customer is moving across our flow, right? And we basically do not give any constraints or any impositions on customers on whether it should be online or offline. So all of our touch points are online, and all of our touch points are offline, right? This is just one example of how we actually connect the offline experience of a room with the digital world. So every room has QR code. You can scan the QR code, and then you will immediately find services which you can book or use online, right? All right, so the second thing is operational consistency, which is basically how do we make sure that we are giving consistent experience across 5,000 properties, the same experience that we have expected and we have defined that the user should receive in offline and online world, right? So there are 3 parts to it. The first one is making your product working with offline constraints. Most of the time when we build products, we assume that everything will work. Just because you have sent a notification to a customer doesn't mean that the customer will read it. Or just because you have created a task for a property staff does not mean that they will do it, right? We expect a lot from people, like our systems expect a lot from people, but that doesn't work. So the first thing that RedDoorz has done is, it has built its systems like a central brain. We do not leave the experience and the standards to the staff or the people, because how do we control the experience? So we have gone to a great length to build systems that operate like a central brain. So the systems will decide, okay, what promo you will get, what is the pricing you will see right now, what happens if something goes wrong, what actions can be taken, right? So we have gone to the length and decided and codified all the policies, all the SLAs, all the actions that you can take in any step of our journey, so that we do not ensure any room for ambiguity. So all the decisions that the staff can take on that spot will be decided by the system, right? So this is how we ensure that the experience and the choices and the resolution of anything is as per our policies, our standards, right? And then the third thing is feature development is only half done. Whatever feature you will build do not work the way they do, because things in offline world are different. So just like the driver today, who was a new driver, whose phone was not working, did not know how to use the map, and then took a wrong turn, and then we basically arrived at 15 minutes late. Now, it doesn't matter what features you build online, but the offline reality is that the driver was new, the network was not there, and then we took a wrong turn, right? So features are 50%. The rest 50% is how much effort you have put into training, communication, and incentives, KPIs of the people who are operating the business, and the alerts, right? So at any point of time, it doesn't feel like a standalone feature. This feature is always supplemented and powered with the training materials, the tutorials, ensuring that people who are on the job know how to use the feature. They have the right incentives to do it. If something goes wrong, there is an alert, and definitely communication throughout the way. And then the last thing is safeguards. So offline world is that, let's say, if there is no internet access, your systems do not work anymore, or your feature do not work. So make sure that your apps and your products are operating without internet. There is always help available. There is an easy way for us to know what's the latest information about this particular thing. So all the RedDoorz systems are built in a way that there's always training, tutorials, communications, alerts, and offline access, and latest information available. The second thing is humans need to have an incentive, because humans are not systems. Humans need KPIs, like what is expected from them? What exactly do we need from them? And then why should we do it? So which means KPIs and incentives. So in RedDoorz, we specify the entire operational procedure very specific. So for example, we have KPIs that how much time you should take in check-in, how much time you should take in resolving something. So how much should be your response time if you have received a message on Instagram or TikTok? What should be the guest rating? How much time you need to take to complete a particular task? What is the accepted error rate while you are performing a task, and how much time you are breaching the SLA, right? If we do not define exactly what is expected from people, it's very subjective to say whether something is working or not, right? So RedDoorz uses very clear, measurable KPIs to train the people and to set expectations. And then there is definitely incentives. So, like, why should I be the best employee of the month or the best hotel of the month? So there has to be a rewards mechanism in place. There has to be penalties also in place, just to make sure that people have right incentives to work the way you are expecting them to, right? And the third thing is governance. So you have systems in place which ensure that all the policies are taken care of. Then you have KPIs and incentives in place to ensure that humans are working the way they are doing. The third thing is governance. How do you monitor and how do you know whether things are working fine? So what RedDoorz has done is that, and this is where AI helps a lot. If you want to know how AI helps in the real world, this is how it does. We use a lot of AI video analytics. So we know how the staff is greeting the person, greeting the guest. We know whether they are reporting all the bookings or not. We know if they are working as per the SOP or policies or not. And definitely it's not possible to check this 24/7 for 5,000 properties. So what we do, we use AI to just make sure that our policies are basically being followed or not. Then there is always a feedback loop. So customers' feedback, be it through ratings that they have published on RedDoorz app or Google, or they have posted something on Instagram or Twitter, or if there is an on-ground feedback there and then. So we collect everything. And then we process it. We do sentiment analytics. We use AI to ensure and see what actions needs to be taken on every feedback. Then we do a lot of surprise audits. So all of these are flows and features which we have built within the system. So there are surprise audits. So the system decides where should the audit be, who should do it, how frequently it should be. So there are audits happening all across 5,000 properties. Someone will go and check and see whether it is as per our standard or not, fill the audit, and then basically decide whether something needs to be improved or not, right? And then the last thing is traceability of everything. So we have gone to a great length to ensure that we are tracking everything. So all the events, all the actions, all the alerts. So RedDoorz has this whole huge single data lake, data warehouse, where everything flows and we know what is happening with every particular order, right? Again, like, it's not possible to check and look at these metrics, events, alerts by human. It's not possible to do it for 5,000 properties, and this is where our AI helps. So we have different alerts, agents, AI agents, who are raising alerts and detecting any anomaly, right? To basically ensure that it reaches to the right people and then actions are taken, right? So this is all which is needed to ensure that the experience that we have offline is as per the expectation. So this is all it takes for us to ensure that the front desk staff is greeting the customers as we expected when the guests are checking in. There is no other way that we can expect that the staff will greet the customer as we expected. So if to follow or to ensure that just simple greeting, this is all it takes. Right. So I just wanted to have a last slide, which basically talks about some considerations that RedDoorz has taken while building its own omnichannel strategy. So one is the right channel. Where do you sell? Where should you be available? Definitely, if Louis Vuitton brand wants to sell in Block M Square, that's not going to happen because this is not the right audience, not the right channel. So similarly, it's very important to know what is your brand, how is it positioned, and where are your customers? What are they doing in different places? So you have to be where customers are, your customers are, and you don't have to be everywhere just for the sake of it. So it's very important to know which channels you should expand yourself to. Second is pricing strategy. How should you price your product? So if somebody buys a Nike shoe in Grand Indonesia Mall versus if somebody buys it in e-commerce, should the price be same or different? So this is where you need to have a strategy that which channel you really want to focus on and how to ensure that people are discovering you in the channels you want. So for example, in RedDoorz, we are very clear that we want them to book directly with us using our app because that's the most cost-effective way for us to increase the business. So, and that's why we sell the cheapest rooms on our app because we are passing on the cost savings to the customer. So this is called cost plus pricing. There are other pricing strategies in place. One is perception-based pricing. For example, how do people perceive your product and how do people perceive the price and their willingness to pay the price? And then the third is hybrid strategy where your pricing depends on the demand. The more demand you have, the higher your pricing, and the less demand you have, the less the pricing. The third is brand identity. Again, if you are selling at channels which do not reflect your brand identity, and the impressions of channels are different from what your brand should be. For example, if you are an organic product, if you are an organic F&B product, but you are selling yourself in a food outlet which has a lot of, let's say, fast food chains, definitely it's not a right place to sell your organic F&B products. So you need to know, like, if you put your product into this particular channel, what is it going to do to your brand identity? So you need to be very clear that how to protect your brand identity and not get it diluted or affected by the channels themselves, right? And then the fourth thing is customer experience. The experience people will have when they book RedDoorz from Twitter should be same as the experience that they will have when they're booking through RedDoorz app or let's say Airbnb or Agoda. And this is where it's very important to know and to have a unified systems in place, omni-channel customer support in place to just treat every customer equal, right? So these are 4 things that we have worked really aggressively on while building RedDoorz. And the result is that, yeah, like we are continuing to grow. This year also, like we are growing very fast. Last year we did break even in our markets. So yeah, that's all I have for you folks. And yeah, I'll be happy to take any questions.
Hi Nitin, my name is Andre, I'm from Eiger. So basically I have a very simple questions. Let's just say your RedDoorz omnichannel strategy right now is like, yeah, from 1 to 10, it's already like 8. But perhaps before that, it's like 6 or even 5. So what I want to ask is that what are the challenges as an SVP of product there to get from 6 to 8 or even 9 or 10 in terms of omnichannels? And is there any practical tips or suggestions for a product manager or digital product to basically quote unquote convince the whole management or the company that, hey, this like your omnichannel strategy should be like this? Thank you, that's it.
Thanks, that's a great question. What I have found to be helpful is that many times people confuse the digital product or app with the actual product. Customers are not buying your app. Customers are buying the actual product they are gonna use, right? So, and this happens across all companies, that we focus a lot, and we are obsessed with digital experiences and a very simple app experience, right? But this is not how customers operate in real world. So we have been very clear that our product is not our app. Our product is the actual rooms and the hotels that we operate with, right? So we started with that idea and started exploring beyond our digital apps. And this is why we expanded a lot in omnichannel. It doesn't matter if you're booking us through Twitter or Reddit also. Because we are very clear that you are not consuming the app. You're looking to consume the actual stay and the actual product, right? So that has helped a lot, and we have expanded and put effort into integrating a lot in Indonesia, Southeast Asia ecosystem. We are connected with a lot of different players that operate in this market, a lot of online and offline players, e-commerces. So we are everywhere connected, because we know that it doesn't matter where people discover us. It only matters that they're discovering RedDoorz and they're staying in RedDoorz. So that has helped.
Good morning, everybody. I think it's afternoon right now. Thank you, Nitin, for sharing how RedDoorz use the omnichannel to provide whole of the business process. My name is Mori. I'm a product manager of Arcana Solusi Digital. So the question that I want to ask is, as I see on your presentation before, you use so many channels and to provide the monitoring the whole business, because what are you selling is the room, not the digital product. But there is a question that I want to ask is how you maintain the quality of the customer service that user guest would use the room and then to get the feedback, and is that the feedback is valid or not, because you have if I'm not wrong is around 500 hotel, and then how you manage that and make sure that the data is valid. Thank you.
Sure, it's 5,000 hotels. Again, like what we have seen is, if you leave things subjective, like what actually is an experience and what does it mean to be a good quality service versus a bad quality. So we have gone to the length and just defined it in our systems and in our data. So when somebody is doing an audit or somebody is cleaning the room, the staff is cleaning the room, of course they're going to use an app to do it. They're going to post pictures of the room after they have cleaned it, and then we will see, and we will use technology to see whether it is as per our standards or not. And this is where AI helps a lot. Similarly, we will have clear criteria of how much rating should this hotel have, right? Because we know that our standards of hotel should have this rating. So if you are not meeting that standard, something is wrong. And then we will see how much time did you take in check-in. We will see how much time did you take in resolving something. If you're reaching out to a customer support, we will know how much time did we take to respond the first message and how much time did it take to resolve the entire thing, whether you are coming back or not. So what we have realized is the more detailed and specific we are, the lesser the confusion across these hotels that we are operating with, and the better the standard of the service. All right, so thanks for listening to the talk, and I hope that you have got some insights. Thank you, everyone.